Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to my Simracing corner for a drive and talk on the CAMMUS Direct Drive wheelbase. I've had this now for a few days, but I've only managed to mount it to my sim rig very recently as I was waiting for the mounting bracket to arrive. If you want to find out more about that saga, I suppose, do check out the description, as there is a list of related video content on the CAMMUS DD, as I have published a few videos. If you are new to my channel, you may not know that, so do check those out. But for now, this is an early impression video, guys. This is not a full review, so do understand it, take it in the context. This is just some early impressions, guys. I've used it for a few hours and I can give you some early impressions, what it's like to use. So without further ado, let's take this onto the track, and these are my early impressions. The CAMMUS Direct Drive wheelbase is a 15 Newton meter wheelbase. That's a lot of torque, that's very powerful, and I can definitely feel it through the force feedback. It's nice and strong. So what I like to do with my force feedback settings, and this is what I do regardless of the wheelbase, you know, belt driven, cog driven, direct drive, is I set the force feedback at 100% in the driver software, and I manually adjust the force feedback strength in the game itself. So on that basis, I am running the force feedback in Automobilista 2 here at about 50%. I think it's 50%. I'll add an annotation if that's wrong, but if I remember correctly, I'm running at 50%, and that is nice and strong. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a really good sense of the tyres loading up as I run this car into corners. I can really feel the grip of the car, I can feel the weight of the car. There's a really good progressive feel of the effects, and there's an excellent feeling of track texture coming through the force feedback. I can really feel the surface of the track, and I can feel the flaws in the track, because the track is not a completely smooth surface. It will have flaws, it will have small undulations, and I can really feel it through the force feedback. And if you study the wheel, you're going to see a lot of that. As you can see, well, let's try and stay on the track first, guys. But what you'll see is, the car is, well, the wheel is wobbling around a little bit, and I'm not moving it. I'm just basically a passenger here going down the straight, and you can see there is the variation in the actual vibration of the wheel coming through my hands. That's the kind of flaws on the track. That's the kind of the God, look at me, I'm just terrible here, aren't I? Never mind. But bear in mind, I'm trying to concentrate on talking to you, and I'm really, I'm basically 20% thinking about the car. So it's not a reflection of my normal skill, although I'm not saying I'm great, but it's certainly not a reflection of the actual quality of the force feedback coming through this wheelbase, as it is excellent. Absolutely excellent. It feels really good. I have no complaints here, guys. The other thing which is really good to see here, which you don't always see on direct drive wheelbases, is there's no oscillation. I'm not using any damping settings here, and there's absolutely no oscillation. That's fantastic. And that can't be said for every wheelbase. I've showed you this in a recent video on with another direct drive wheelbase, where the wheel oscillates quite wildly, really. Nothing to be concerned about oscillation really when you're holding the wheel, but that's great. All I'm getting here is the effects from the actual game itself, and no extra oscillation. Brilliant. Well done, CAMMUS. You have done a good job here. The driver software is pretty basic, but it does the job very well. You've got friction, you've got inertia settings, and you have dampening settings, and I've run all that at 0. I will say that the inertia setting doesn't seem to do anything. The damping and the friction does do a thing. It makes a big difference, and you kind of want to run those down to 0. You want to turn those off. I can guarantee you don't need that for this, at least in Automobilista 2, because the effects coming from this game are brilliant. It's why I picked this game for these drive and talks, because this game does produce a really good amount of force feedback effect, which is why I like to test it in this game, and I have a baseline by testing it in the same game and the same track each time. It gives me that sort of information to compare against other products. It's very useful, and as I said, most of the time I can stay consistent and stay on this track while I'm jibber jabbering away. So yeah, it's there's nothing I don't like about this. I think it's doing a really good job. I've also tested this in ACC, and it also felt fantastic. So brilliant. I think game compatibility for all the top titles is going to be fine, and you're going to get consistency with the force feedback. I'm certain about that. If it runs in a couple of games, it should run in those other games perfectly well as well. So, but for the main review, when I get round to that, I will test it in a bunch of titles, as I always do. So that will come up in that review. But for now, you know, this is just some early words, guys. And do feel free to drop comments below the video if you want to ask anything about the CAMMUS, and if you have experience using this wheelbase, whether it's positive or negative, you know, do drop your comments. So far I have nothing but good things to say about it. It feels really solid. The quick release is, you know, completely solid, and obviously that's a good thing. And I'm really enjoying the quality of the force feedback, really getting a good sensation from the car. Usually when I'm putting the effort into it, I'm using that force feedback to help me control the car with a good amount of control and consistency. You know, it just does the job. You know, that's the you know, that's what direct drive force feedback can offer you. It can give you a sensation of what the car's doing at every moment, and the CAMMUS is doing that. It is excellent, and not that dissimilar from my very much more expensive Leo Bodner Sim Steering 2, which is a 16 Newton meter wheelbase. I think the effects coming through the Leo Bodner is a little bit sharp, I'd say, but I've said not a lot in it, considering this is the Leo Bodner is I think about 7 times more expensive than this. This is doing an extraordinary job. I'm liking it a lot. And one thing I will add, guys, this is a $499 wheelbase. That is amazing value. You can't find anything out there. Nothing out there matches the power at this price point. Nothing exists, basically. And I would say, if you are thinking about the CAMMUS, of course do some extra research, because you know this video is early impressions. Wait for the main review, but and check out other reviews, of course. Don't wait too long, because this $499 price will not last forever. If you go to their website, you can see it. They list the price, and it is a discounted price, a substantially discounted price at $499. Yeah, do not wait on that, guys. And that's about all I have to tell you for now, guys. There's more videos that will be coming up on the CAMMUS. Look out for the review. I will get some words down on some paper, write my script, do a lot of filming, and test this in a bunch of games, and you can find out what I think about this wheelbase over a longer term period, and what it's been like to use in other gaming titles. But yeah, there's nothing here. I've got no negatives to point out which would suggest you're going to have any problems with this wheelbase that I can tell. You know, of course I will say that I'm kind of aware, when I made my unboxing video, there were some early comments which mentioned about like problems of compatibility and stuff here and there. And from my understanding, you know, the software's gone under, has been revised a few times, and indeed even the hardware has been revised a few times. So this might be the 3rd or 4th version of the wheelbase. So be aware that if you're watching early reviews, they may not reflect a review which is coming out now, because I'm not finding anything which is disturbing me in any way whatsoever. It feels like a very well fleshed out piece of hardware, and it's doing the job. I mean, of course I'm going to find out soon when I test it across other titles, but I'm really not expecting any horror stories here. It's doing a great job. And you know, and my experience using all the different wheelbases I've reviewed, God, it must have been 8 or 9 different wheelbases now. Not direct drive wheelbases, other ones. You know, I've reviewed the Fanatec CSL DD. I will review this one. I've got a couple more direct drive wheelbase reviews planned, but I'll just leave it like that for the moment, guys. And yeah, so you know, I've done this for a while. I've used a lot of wheelbases. I kind of know what I'm looking for, and I know what works, and I know what works for me. And subjectively, I have to say this is doing a great job. You know, it's doing a great job, and I like it a lot. You know, if you want to base You know, based your purchase on that, well, that's up to you. But I would suggest wait for my main review, guys, because you know, these early drive and talk videos are very much an early impression after a few hours of testing. And from that alone, I would not make a buying decision on that. But you know, knowing what I know and the sort of stuff I've done with sim racing hardware, this stuff does carry over to the main review. So I'm expecting it's going to do an amazing job, and it will get basically a double thumbs up, a triple thumbs up with my toes as well. I'm expecting, because I'm loving this. It's amazing, absolutely fantastic so far. So I'm going to end it now, guys, because I'm going to upload this video and put it out to you, and I'm sure you're watching it right now. So yep, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, guys. I never normally say that, but I've just decided to say it now. But and there you go. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Drop comments below the video. Let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what you think about the CAMMUS, if you own it, or you know, if you like it, or if you hate it. I don't care. Put whatever you like in the comments, guys, as long as it's not too rude. And there you go, guys. I'll be back soon with something new, including this review at some point. So until next time, take care and happy simming.